Hi, welcome to FUT-IQ. I'm Diego. Today I want to talk about a team that is very interesting, in my opinion, the Black Horse. And the big question is, can the Netherlands finally win their first cup ever? They've gone through a long history of making it far to semis, to World Cup finals, and sadly they've gone second place. And it's a team that, not many people talk about, and it's a really, especially right now, this generation is a really good generation. Usually they'll always have a good generation, and Netherlands might be one of the greatest football nations to never win a World Cup, honestly. They've reached the finals 3 times in 1974 and 78, 2010, and obviously, they produced legends like Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, and they qualified unbeaten and only conceded 4 goals during qualification. So they have a great history of doing great things, but sadly just not making it to hold a trophy. And they have key players, just like the other teams we talked about, like France, like Portugal, and so on and so forth. They have the great captain, Virgil van Dijk, who is kind of at the end of his career. He's still in good shape. He's not obviously maybe in his prime or in his peak, but it's obviously still a player that weighs heavy within the within the game, and he's just like a great leader in the back. And if the Dutch are going deep into the tournament, he's going to be their center of it defensively. And the midfield, they have a great midfield. Frankie de Jong, he's such a baller. His IQ is insane. His vision is insane. He's so good at dribbling, turning around and switching to the field, switching sides. And I think everything's going to have to run through him. He's definitely going to be a top player if he's in a healthy shape, no injuries or anything, and it's just in a good rhythm. The team's going to look insane, and I think they can definitely change the game regardless of the opponent. They have a great attacking force. Cody Gakpo honestly gets a lot of criticism maybe in Liverpool, but he's a solid player, man. Like he's pretty good, let's be honest here. And for the World Cup, it's going to be interesting seeing him there. Obviously, then there's a great star. Ryan Deere is also in the midfield, a great solid player. They have a solid midfield. And honestly, like Ian Gravenberg also is a really good player from Liverpool as well, who can also control the game and almost against anyone and win the games, especially these type of games in the World Cup where you have to win. It's no if buts or maybes. You have to go in for a W. And Van Dijk is gonna have to be there for the guys. He's like one of the older guys in the team, so he's definitely a lot more experienced. He knows what it means. Quarterfinals last World Cup were a bit rigged, controversial. Messi should have been sent off for that handball. I think it was gonna be his second. I don't even remember. But I don't even think they gave him a yellow card. Should have given him a yellow card and it would have been a second. So something like that. It was very weird. And I just think that these guys can definitely do something special. They have experience in the semifinals for the Euros. They lost. And they've been consistently in these tournaments, in these major tournaments, pushing to the far ends and putting in the good work. Obviously, they have some injured players like Xavi Simons, who torn his ACL. He's honestly going to be exciting to see him in the World Cup, especially seeing him at Tottenham, where he kind of struggled, but then later on he kind of picked it up. And I think that maybe it's not so much that they depend on a player. It's more of like they need to work as a team. There's not one like individual player that's gonna solve you everything. Obviously Memphis Depay is a solid player. He's coming back from an injury. Hopefully he makes it in time for the World Cup to start. And it's going to be very interesting to see if with the injuries that they're dealing with heading into the tournament to create a position of concern. But I still think that they could still make something happen. Obviously, what's his name? Timbers is also out of the World Cup. I don't know how he doesn't bring Frimpong. It's gonna be interesting there. They have a great backline. Van de Ven, Virgil, Dumfries, like even just in general, Malin too. Maybe the somewhat questionable keeper position is the keeper, but honestly, it's just still a solid team. Realistically, their expectations are probably around like, and maybe in general they're gonna say like round of 16s, but for me, I expect them to finish like quarterfinals at least, bro. But there's another team that can definitely make it far into the final or semifinals and making a disappointment towards an Argentina, towards potentially could even be happening against like like a Portugal. I could see that. I'm not saying that they're gonna face each other, but it's the type of team that if you say who can beat them, I think Netherlands is the type of team that can make something special or get lucky or something this time around. They've been very unlucky in the history, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. And then it's gonna be also very interesting to see who they face for this World Cup. And let's look here. It's looking like they face Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Sorry if I mispronounced, but I think that they can definitely win against Tunisia. Japan's gonna be a complicated game. I can see them getting a tie there, and I think they beat Sweden. Sweden is a solid team, like kind of low key. They could also put up a fight. They kind of know each other since they're obviously in Europe, but also Japan is a solid team, a hard team to play against. But I think they get a tie against Japan and they beat Sweden and Tunisia, and then I think they go out of the group stage in first place. It's gonna be very interesting, solid team, and I think this year could be a year where they can do something special. They know what it takes. They just need to work as a team collectively, and I mean, obviously the dream scenario is winning the first World Cup ever and ending decades of heartbreak of reaching these World Cup finals, semifinals, and just losing them. And I think that they could definitely make history here, putting Netherlands on top, just like maybe Croatia did back in 2018, reaching another final. But maybe they could win it, and not make what happened in 2010 with Spain, where they lose. And it's just be very interesting seeing this team. I think this is a team that nobody really talks about, nobody really cares about maybe, but it's a team that if you see or if you have free time and you see them playing, you should probably watch them, because they're going to be high quality, and they might do some magic for the World Cup. But comment down below, what do you guys think? How far will they make it? Was it quarterfinals, semis, or do they even win the World Cup? Sounds a bit crazy, but for me, it could just sound just a bit as crazy saying Mexico's going to win the World Cup, because these guys have never won it, and they have a lot of history within the World Cup. But like I said, comment down below, who do you guys think will win? Netherlands. Also, stay tuned for our next video. Very interesting. We're days away from the World Cup, boys and girls. It's just very, very exciting. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, comment, subscribe, follow us on our social media platforms. Let us know what type of videos you guys want to watch. I'm so excited to give my reaction throughout the World Cup. But stay tuned for our next video, and we'll see you guys next time.